Hello everyone. This is the first lecture of the subject Information and Cyber Security, and we start with the first unit, that is Security Basics. In this particular unit, you are going to study the information security concepts. What is meant by information security? Security threats and vulnerabilities, security architectures and operational models, types of security attacks, goals of security, malicious code, intrusion detection system, its need, types, limitation and challenges. And lastly, the security and privacy. So these are the content of the first unit. In this lecture, we'll see the two concepts. One is the information security and the goals of security. So before starting the actual content, let us ask certain questions like, what is meant by information security? Okay, what is information security? Information security is the application of administrative, physical and technical controls in an effort to protect the confidentiality, integrity and or availability of information. So I repeat, information security is the application of administrative, physical and technical controls in an effort to protect the confidentiality, integrity and or availability of information. Now, what is meant by administrative, physical and technical control? So, let us see one by one. Administrative control means is nothing but it addresses the human factor of information security. Means the humans or the senior management, they design the information security policies, then conduction of trainings and awareness program related to the cyber security, information security, disaster recovery plans. So in the administrative control means the human factor is involved in maintaining the security of information. Then next is a physical control. What is meant by physical control? It addresses the physical factors of information security. Means by providing a locks. The physical control means it is in terms of the locks, or you can protect the area by using a fences or building a alarm system. When you are going out, how you are protecting your house? By applying the locks, or you may set up the security system like an alarm system. If some unknown person come outside, then raise the alarms, or you can see the person before opening the door. So these are the some physical controls. Now there are third type of control, that is technical control. So you can address or you can apply the technical factors of the information security like firewalls. When you are dealing with the information security, you can apply a firewall so that only a filtered traffic can enter into the network. Then access control list, giving the access permissions. Different permissions are given to the different people. So access control list, file permissions, antivirus software. So you can install the antivirus software to secure your information. So these are the different types of control. So either you can apply the administrative control, physical control or technical control to maintain the confidentiality, integrity and the availability of the information. The next question that comes in our mind is, why do you need information security? Or is it necessary to apply the information security? Is it really required? So this is a very big question comes in our mind. So to answer this, first try to answer this question to yourself. The first question: do you have information that needs to be kept confidential or a secret? Think over it. Okay. So before applying the information security, or to understand why do we need the information security, first answer these questions. Do you have such information that you need, that you want to be a confidential, or you want to keep it as a secret? If your answer is yes, then we have to think, go for the next question. Do you have information that needs to be accurate? Do you want the information that needs to be accurate? Do you have information that must be available when you need it? Most of the time, your answer to these three questions is yes. And if your answer is yes, means you need the information security. Means your software, suppose if you are building a software for employee management system. So you, before building the, or before designing your application, you ask certain question to yourself. Do you need the security to be applied? Yes. If it is yes, then ask the different questions, that which type of information you want to be a secret or confidential, which information you need to be very accurate, which type of information is dealing with the must be available at any time. So you have to think over it while designing any software or an application. And most of the time you are getting the answer to all these questions as a yes. And when you are getting the answer yes, means you need the information security. You must know about information security. How to keep the data confidential, how to keep your data accurate, how to keep your data available at any time. Okay, so let us go ahead. So if you see, why do you need the information security? You need the information security to reduce the risk of unauthorized information disclosure, modification and destruction. Right? So we need the information security to reduce the risk of unauthorized information disclosure. So you are maintaining the confidentiality, then the integrity and the availability. 24 hours data is available. Okay, so for that purpose, for confidentiality of information, integrity and availability, all these three parts you can achieve through the information security. You are focusing on these three main parts. We need the information security to improve the way we do business. Then the next question comes in the mind is, who is responsible for information security? What do you think? Who is responsible for information security? Is the IT guys are only responsible for providing the information security, or for the information security? What is your answer? Think over it. Who is responsible for information security? Yes, everyone is responsible. You and me both are responsible for information security. Suppose if you are thinking for a business, then every person in the business who is involved in that organization is responsible for information security. How? Senior management, it's a top-down design. Senior management, they're responsible for designing they are actually identifying the different types of information, which information is to be kept confidential, which information is to be available 24 hours or something like that. So they are working on the designing the policies, information security policies, at the management level. Then the business unit leaders. Actually, the first objective of business unit leader is to make money, and the second objective is the maintaining the information security. So information security is equally important. If it is not considered while doing the business, it may lead to a failure. So it is very crucial to design the information security policies and practices at the top level. Then every employee of organization is responsible for maintaining the information security. If everything is done at the management level, but the employee is not aware about the policies, security policies, then there is no use. Then third parties are also equally important. Third parties like vendors, contractors, they are also responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of business information. So in short, you can say everyone is responsible for information security. Then next question that comes in our mind is, when is the right time to address information security? So what is the answer? When is the right time to address information security? The right time to address information security is now and always. There is no specific time that you use. It's a rigorous process. You have to apply the information security rigorously throughout the organization. And it should be applied, it should be modified. The policies, once the policies are defined, you have to redefine it as per the requirement. So it is a very, you can say, repetitive process. It's not a stagnant, it's not a fixed process. It's a it's change over the time, and you have to keep in mind that it is always, there should be you have to go for the information security. Information security must be holistic. Information security is a life cycle discipline. Okay. Then where does information security apply? So up till now what we are discussing is what is information security. Then what is it required to go for information security, or why we need the information security? Who is responsible for information security? So what we are studied so far is the importance of information security. Now the next question comes is that where does the information security apply? Where to apply the information security? So it is applied throughout the enterprise. It is not like that the information security is applied to one department, it is not applied to another department. It is not like that. It must be applied throughout the enterprise. In order to gain the most benefit from information security, it must be applied to the business as a whole. A weakness in one part of information security program affects the entire program. So it is very important. It's a very holistic process, information security. Now, in the definition of information security, you come across the three terms. You are applying the administrative, physical, and technical control to maintain confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the data or information. So that CIA is called as a triad. Okay. So this is nothing but the goals of security. The CIA triad is nothing but the goals of security. What are the goals? We want to maintain the confidentiality of our information. We want to keep our data accurate. We want our data or information to be available at any time, or the service must be available. So the information security is following these three goals: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. All information security measures address at least one of these three goals. So first goal is to protect the confidentiality of data. Second goal is to preserve the integrity of data, that is correctness or the accuracy of the data. Third is to promote the availability of data for authorized use. So these are the three main goals of the security. There are certain terminologies which I am going to use in the further lectures, like asset. So let us see the definitions of some information security terminology. First is asset. An asset, it can be a logical or it can be a physical. So asset may be information. It's a employee record or employee salary. It might be an asset, or it may be a physical. Okay. Second is the access. A subject's or object's ability to use, manipulate, modify another subject or object. That is we call as access. So accessing the or manipulating the information of other object is nothing but the access. Attack. Attack is an intentional or unintentional act that can cause damage to or otherwise compromise information or a system that support it. So we are all of you know that there is a cyber attack happens. Cyber attack means what? It's an intentional or it may be an unintentional attack or act that can cause a damage to the information. Fourth is exploit, a technique used to compromise a system. A technique is used, a Trojan horse is used, or the viruses, worms, they are used to compromise a system, or the network tools are used to compromise the system. Then threat, a category of objects, person, or other that present a danger to an asset. So there might be a threat, a category of object. The threat might be a person, or it may be from the any other things, objects that present a danger to a system. Vulnerability. Vulnerability is a very commonly used term in the security discussion. That is nothing but the weakness or a fault in a system that opens it to attack or damage. So there might be any configuration weaknesses or SQL or CSS. There might be some drawbacks in our TCP/IP protocol stacks. In that there are certain weaknesses. So that through that weaknesses or through that holes, the attack can be happen. Okay, so vulnerability is nothing but a weakness or a fault in a system that opens it to an attack or a damage. So this is nothing but the information security terminology. You have to refer the book. This is the standard book, means I prepared this PPT by referring this book, that is Computer Security Principle and Practice by William Stallings, Pearson publication. You go for the 6th edition. There are many editions available. You in your syllabus it is mentioned that you have to refer the 6th edition. So it's a very nice book to study the subject in depth. So this is all about in this particular lecture. What we study is what is information security, what is meant by administrative control, physical control, and technical control. Then you have answering certain questions, that the importance of information security, why we need the information security, who is responsible for information security, when to go for information security, where to apply it. Okay, so we have studied it in the previous in this particular lecture, and along with this we are also studied the goals of the security, that is the three main goals of the information security, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So we are trying to maintain the goal of the security is to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of the data. Plus, we have studied that CIA thread, and some information security terminologies are introduced here, like asset, threat, vulnerabilities, then attack. Okay, so now in the next lecture I am going to explore the security threats and vulnerabilities, what is meant by threat and vulnerabilities, and security architecture, different security attacks, then its security mechanisms, policies. Okay, so thank you.